Hello, I am Max and you're watching Cool Stuff in Weird Cars. In this video we're talking about the LS400 yet again, and sadly some more money I've spent on fixing things on it. So, if you saw my Instagram, Twitter, basically everything posts the other day, the car wouldn't start. It was just clicking. I'll insert a clip here of what it was doing. I made that post about having this car for 2 years as of now, and I drove it to the end of the road and realized I forgot my whole thing of hand sanitizer, drove back home. Then now, it won't even start. And it started perfectly fine when I first left in it. And so I knew the battery went dead on the car beforehand, so I was like, okay, I'll replace the battery and we'll see how it goes from there, even though I believe it's the starter that's going bad, but who knows. So I replaced the battery, which I can actually maybe show off. Did I lock it? I did lock it. Now that I can actually lock it without it going dead, it's nice. Because before, it would go dead after about a day. That is not the correct direction. A day of locking it. We'll go and open this. Ow. There's not really much to see, of course, because it's just a new battery, which is right there. It didn't really exactly fit like the old battery did. But it seems to have at least somewhat fixed my problem. I haven't had an issue starting this thing in the last week or so that I've had the new battery in. And it starts a lot faster than it did before. So, let's go ahead and get in the car because it is kind of not great weather out here, as you can see from the little drops on the car itself. And we'll talk about a few more things. First, actually, go ahead and fire it up to show you what it sounds like now. It's starting a lot faster than it was. And for a mileage update on this car, 175,943, almost 176K. And so for more of a little bit of an update, I've actually bought a few things, not car related, but I actually bought 2 different microphones. One that's a lavalier that'll just clip onto my shirt, and one that'll go on top of the camera because every one I've bought has broken, at least the ones I've bought for the camera itself. I think I had a lavalier thing at one point and it wasn't very good. So I bought an actual good one, and the funny thing is I'm going to be using my old phone, which was an iPhone 6S, to actually record audio with whenever I get that, so that'll be cool. Even though, as you may have seen in my last few car reviews, my Ram and the Mustang, at least, I was using just my phone and holding it up to my face, which looks incredibly stupid. So that'll improve that, and that means that finally, that thing, the Jeep, and also the Intrepid, and also I plan to do a review of my TC finally. All those are going to get reviewed, as well as probably that thing right there, and maybe that thing over there too. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't made a video on that old Jeep in quite a while now, and it has a lift kit now, so we'll see, but it has some brake issues and other things. Brakes don't work very well on it at the moment, but I've ordered those. They'll be in later this week, because I'm probably going to upload this video probably as soon as I get done recording it here, because it's nothing fancy and it won't take long to edit. But that's pretty exciting because I'm excited to get back in the car reviews finally. It seems like it's been forever. The audio has always been like the weak point of my videos, at least in my eyes. Like, these videos are fine whenever I'm just talking to the camera, holding the camera with my hand, being fairly close to the camera, it works perfectly fine. But whenever as you may have seen from my last video that I made of the Intrepid and my 4 months of owning it, the audio on my GoPro is awful. And I like to use the GoPro because it's a lot easier to set up. It's a lot easier to make sure that the exposure is right because it's actually automatic. I don't really want to set this to automatic because it doesn't really work that well. But I can actually use the GoPro with the lavalier mic, and driving stuff should be a lot better now. Or it will be a lot better once that stuff comes in. I have no clue what else I was going to say to that. I feel like there was something more to that. But also, I'm going to mention that if anybody watching this, and I'll actually probably make an entire video about this once I start actually making car review videos again, just to kind of have a portfolio of sorts to show what I do. If anybody has any cars that they'd like me to review, you know, it doesn't really matter even where you are. Just know that I probably won't be going too far out of St. Louis, at least for now, until I have the money to go further. Because, you know, I love taking road trips. I'll take a road trip for any reason. I've taken a road trip. I've taken road trips to have other people review my cars. So that should, 2 of them actually, specifically. So that should tell you how much I just love just getting in the car and driving across the state. So, anywhere you are, you know, you could be in the Northeast, across the seas, not in the US, might be a little bit more difficult, but who really cares? I can just keep track of what's going on. If you want me to review your car, I will leave an email address at the bottom of this, and like I said, I'll make an actual full video too, probably in a week and a half, 2 weeks from now, saying exactly what I want and not really requirements necessarily, but just general overview of what I'm doing, basically. If you have anything interesting, cool, low mile, nice, like weirdly optioned or highly optioned cars that maybe you didn't find highly optioned, or just highly optioned cars in general, I want to review all kinds of weird stuff. Obviously those are not really requirements, because I'm going to be, that's a base model Jeep right there, that is literally a Sport, it says right there. I will be filming that, but for the most part, I'm going to be looking for just kind of stuff with all kinds of weird stuff, like weird options, interesting stuff that is added by options. Like if this car had the suspension, the buttons, the air suspension, those would be right there. That'd be pretty cool, but I didn't want one of these with air suspension, so I didn't get it with air suspension. So yeah, just send me an email, send me an email with the car, your location, and maybe just a little bit about the car or something other than that, and I will archive it, and I will keep it for future reference when I'm looking, like, say, hey, you know, I want to drive to Seattle, or I want to drive to New York City again, or I want to drive to Florida, or whatever. I'm going to be looking for stuff to film. So that'd be pretty cool. Of course, I'm going to try not to do any of this until at least this COVID stuff kind of slows down a little bit, because, I mean, I can be safe-ish, but I don't know. I don't want to be the one to help this thing spread to more people. So I'm going to keep myself quarantined as possible until this is all over. And also, I was going to say dealerships can also, if you have a dealership that, you know, you get in weird cars here and there, you just have an interesting inventory at various times, because obviously I might not be able to get to the cars that you currently have right now. Send me an email. Send me an email telling me, you know, what you have, what your website is, whatever, stuff like that. And that will do it for this video, I believe. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you're excited for the return of some car reviews, and I'm going to try and make them as good as I can. Which the Mustang one wasn't far off, but with a microphone I can actually use both my hands while talking, that'll be great. So we'll just see how it goes, and thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.